Hello, my name is Charlene DeChico. It is with sincere passion that I am eager to learn about people, culture, true history, and the overall human experience. Join with me as I embark on this journey. This is your Community Spotlight.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mortensen. I'm the chief dentist here at Elbowoods, and this is our open house. This is the patient check-in area and our waiting room. And then also we have the optometry side of things there. Be able to look through the frames and different things, but basically at this point is where we would separate. So optometry goes this way, dental. So we have 11 treatment rooms, 3 of which will be hygiene. So it starts all the way down in the hallway. This is our pano machine, which is really cool. This would be part of a dental exam. Say if you had wisdom teeth that needed to be checked out, or you can see where the sinuses fall by your teeth. When I say hygiene, that's rooms our hygienist would work out of. So that would be your dental cleanings or your deep cleaning, and can come through with exams and stuff. So this would be our hygienist's room. So she just was getting that set up, and we only have one hygienist right now. Well, before we were across the river, just across from the casino, in a trailer, and we had 4 chairs that we had in use there, but it was a very, very old building. So this facility is brand new. We have wonderful windows to look out, and a state-of-the-art lab that goes with it. So you have to be enrolled in a federally recognized tribe. Nice, clean facility. Here's our, like I said, our new sterilizing room. We would love to have 3 or 4 staff dentists. So currently I'm the only one, but we're hoping that this will help recruit. Having a brand new facility, and these are a little bit, these can be closed off. These are our surgical suites. We're here to help you. So say if we have a big family that comes in with a whole bunch of appointments, we do have an extra family room. So say if a couple are still in appointments, we could use this room. I started in June of 2013. It is a very big day. Yeah, we're excited. If we could be brushing twice a day, 2 minutes each time, and if we could floss once a day, that would be wonderful. Your gums and your teeth would love you for it.
Name's Waylon, and then I've been with Elbowoods for like 8 years altogether now. But yeah, we just started moving in all the frames today. We're still planning to diversify our frame selection, so like the Losadica stuff, like Nike, Coach, Ray-Bans. We're still in the process trying to get that next. Yeah, I'll be helping him with his eye exam, so I'll be doing the pre-screenings for him. Contacts, it's in the works down the line. We have a contact room, but we haven't set up a purveyor to do our contact lenses yet. Refraction done in here. If we need to see what the lenses are, a visual acuity field's in there. It's kind of like a really basic exam room. Yeah, when they opened up the new clinic, they did have an office for him, but he was kind of a second afterthought because it was kind of like more closed for him. So there was only the 2 exam rooms. There was limited space on the frame selections. And then we only had enough room for 2 employees, but now we're looking to expand. So I'm hoping that with the building open up and then possibly down the road we can get a second doctor so we can start getting these patients in. Yeah, just trying to make sure that the kids keep on their glasses. That's the big one.
This is kind of for some families, it's really a tough time losing loved ones. Myself lost my brother this year, 24. So it's kind of hard for us to be really happy. But we have to remember it's Jesus' birthday, and that's who we are celebrating. And we do this for the children, and especially those are less fortunate than a lot of us. And our elders, they love it. For our whole community just to come together and have a blessed evening.
Welcome everyone. We're going to do a prayer, and we have our Lady Warriors basketball players serving. So we're going to ask Miss Harding if she would do our bless us with a prayer. Merry Christmas, Heavenly Father. On the coming birthday, this week we ask you to please bless all of our workers, our community, our children, and especially our elders. We ask that you take care of them. We ask for a special blessing for all of our second staff, as well as the MAK Nation staff, our leaders, especially for our leader, Sherry. We give thanks, many thanks for her. We ask that you bless this food that it might be nourishing to our bodies. We're thankful for those that prepared it, and we're thankful for all of our many blessings during this holiday season and beyond. We say these things in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Four Bears Casino hosted its annual Big Buck contest held in the Casino Event Center that included many different types of horns from small to big, from elk to deer, and many entries in pursuit of the fabulous prizes given away that day. The grand prize featured a honey hole ice house with custom designs inside and out, all ready to win the big prize with the big buck. The judges had their work cut out for them as they worked earnestly throughout the day to tally and gather the points while carefully considering all of the different entries that were made by the community members. The event even included a wild game feed that served venison, bison, and pheasant. Fun, food, and fellowship for all those in attendance at the Big Buck Contest held at Four Bears Casino.
Mahatanana Panaya Chuhelemanan Mahatanana Panaya Chuhelemanan Yo Helemana Yo.
My name's Kenny Barrios. I'm a cultural liaison for the Santa Rosa Rancheria Tachioca tribe. I'm also a tribal member. January we had a little bit of rain come, and when that little bit of rain came, it brought a lot more rain, and all that water cleansed the whole valley.
My name's Robert Jeff. I'm the vice chairman of the Santa Rosa Rancheria Tachioca tribe. Oh, July was a big time for our people. The land started flooding again. You know, Creator blessed us with enough water to refill a portion of the Tulare Lake. You know, when we think about that lake and what that lake provided for us, it provided everything. So when that lake was taken away and we were dependent on the government, we started getting all these sicknesses that came along with it. So we were being rationed food that wasn't good for us. We were given land that we couldn't even farm on. You know, so there was a lot of things that happened to our people that a lot of people don't understand or they don't even want to hear about because it's hard to hear.
We are Yoka Tspahashi. We are the Tulare Lake people. We are Tatsai. We are the mud ducks. We named ourselves after the mud duck because every year all the birds would fly south for the winter and the mud duck would stay here with the water, with the lake.
Oh, the lake's being separated by all the dams that they have up into the mountains here in the Central Valley. We got to remove those dams. We got to get people to think a little bit differently about their approach and how they want to live out here in this valley. If we keep going down the path that we're going on, I mean, all of us are going to have to eventually pack up and leave this area because the aquifers are being contaminated, the land's being contaminated, the air's being contaminated, and the worst part is that water that we all need to survive is being contaminated as well. I mean, opening up the basin is going to allow for that flood to come back down into the valley and spread its medicine all over the land. And if we get enough water, that water would overflow and head back out into the delta. And what we need to happen here in the valley today is for that flood and flow to happen again.
This air needs this water. You know, without the water in the air, then people start getting sick, allergies. We have a thing in the ground, it's called valley fever. You know, and that right there comes up out of the ground if the ground's too dry all the time. You know, and that's why all this water is back because of all the prayers that were asked. You know, everybody was asking for water. You gotta watch out what we ask for. Us as Native people, we don't take more than what we need. It takes years and years for this water to go back down into the ground to replenish the aquifer that has been depleted.
There's enough land out here to farm. There's enough land out here to develop, and there's enough land out here for all of us. You know, when we think about this area and this valley housed the highest concentrations of Native Americans than anywhere in this country of its size, and we never had to farm. What I want to tell the farmers is that let's talk. You know, let's sit down, let's break bread, and let's start getting a better understanding of what life needs to be like here in this valley. It's sad that we have to have a casino over there to take care of our people, but at the same time, we have something to help us take care of our people right now. Now we got health care, we got homes, we got roads, we got food. We want to recreate the environment that was once here, so we're gonna be pumping water back in the slough and we're gonna circulate it through our community. It's hard to look back and think that the tribes don't have the first in time, first and right to this water out here in in the valley. And as a tribe, we get water from the Last Chance ditch. So there's a lot of other people, a lot of other companies, a lot of other entities that are getting this water before even the tribe does. If we all had the lake here for all of us, there's so much benefits to everybody and everything. The aquifers will get better, the air will get better, we'll get more rain. We're going to continue to pray, we're going to continue to sing, we're going to continue to dance, but we're going to continue to get out there into the communities and talk to our people about our opinions of this situation.
Magatanana panaya chuhelemanan. Magatanana panaya chuhelemanan. Yo helemana, yo helemana.
This Rough Rider rodeo that we're at today, the Berger family, Shad in particular, is the organizer, but this whole history of this area involves our nation. Mandan itself is named after one of our tribes, the Mandan head out to the Rikra. And so our history is very rich here. All the parks that we have here, all the monuments that we have are all symbolic of how we lived here for thousands of years. And so when we were approached to say, how would you like to put together a show, a rodeo show, in which we feature some of the cultural aspects and history, we said, yeah, of course we'll do that. So we became a major sponsor of this particular event. It's important when people come here to watch this rodeo that they understand the meaning of the history and people that were here before and they're still here today. With your dancers, your history, the singing, the teepees and things of that nature. And these are celebrations that go on all warm summer long, right? And so we start in May and we end up this last week in the United Tribes, where we have thousands of dancers and singers and tens of thousands of people, 100,000 people that come into the city to enjoy the culture. And it's kind of like the grand event of all the summer dancing in Powell. We work a lot with our youth. We sponsor training, rodeos, all for our youth, because long ago, our MHA people were top competitors in the world out in NFR long ago in the 50s and the 60s. MHA riders and the Hall of Fame on a national and state level were there. Now we've gotten a position that we can help promote the sport again. You see a lot of our young athletes or young adult athletes starting to rise up to go back to compete at that level, on the world level. So we're going to be so excited in the years to come here, in the next decade. All the riders are going to come out of this area and perform at that kind of level, and who knows, be world champions like we've had in the past.
I remember standing in the middle of a field, calling the police department, asking them to please call me back. I want to report my sister missing, but I didn't get a call back.
When my mom asked me to start looking for her, that's when it really hit me. I'm like, oh my God, she really is missing.
When I first met Heather, I asked her, what can I do to help?
All right, 1, 2, 3.
The Medicine Wheel Ride started back in 2019. Women were sharing stories about domestic violence. One of the riders, her daughter was murdered. It was just like one after another saying, what can we do on this epidemic, of MMIW?
That ache inside of your chest never goes away. The love you have for them never dissipates.
We believe in a cause, and that's what our patch on the back of our jacket represents. We represent sisterhood.
Don't you want to know where you're going before you pull the trigger on that gun to your head? I'm about to tell you true stories. One day, I answered the suicide hotline, and I heard this woman's frantic voice say to me, "I know you helped stop suicide." My brother John called me, and he said he's so depressed, he has his finger on the trigger of his revolver, and when he pulls it, he's going to instant peace. She said, "I called the police. They're afraid to break down the door. He might pull the trigger." I said, "Quick, give me the phone number." I called it. Finally heard a man's voice say, "This is John. Goodbye to you and goodbye to the world. Bury me in peace." Believing he could hear me over their answering machine, I said, "Don't you want to know where you're going before you pull the trigger on that gun? What if it's worse for you after death than where you are now? If suicide is a good idea, it will be a good idea next week. Please hear my story first. Death is not the answer." What I said caught John's interest. He picked up the phone and said, "I'll give you 1 week. If I don't agree with what you say, I'm finishing the job." He put the gun down, opened the door for the police. They took him to the mental hospital. What I want to talk to you now about is suicide prevention. Many suicides are done for really small reasons. As an example, Robert, a 17-year-old outstanding high school student, committed suicide. Why? His parents were devastated when they read his note. It said he couldn't face them because he had a B on his report card. He was no longer a straight A student. Suicide rates are skyrocketing. Back to John. While he was in the mental hospital, he heard my true life after life story. And he changed his mind about wanting to die. And he started a suicide prevention group right there in the hospital. Soon he was released. He went on to college, earned his psychology degree, and continued his life-saving work. I also learned life is too short to be angry, to hold grudges, and the importance of being loving, kind, forgiving, merciful, even on the freeways. Look around you. There are many hurting people who could use a kind word, a good deed. And remember those people you thought of when you were thinking who was suicidal? Maybe you can help prevent suicide. Share my story. Share the message of what if it's worse for you after death than it is now. Suicide is not the answer. Life is worth living and loving, even with all of its challenges.
Have you ever felt like you're unsure of the future or think that your past is going to stick with you? Do you have feelings of hopelessness, helplessness, and maybe no one believes in you or you don't believe in yourself? Well, my name is Joe, and I'm here to tell you that if you watch in, we have plenty of stories of people like that, including myself. We ask that you tune in, contact us, and get to know stories of other people like yourself to give you some hope and some feedback and a new outlook on life and how to move forward, because it's possible.
Many people have been touched by addiction, either directly or indirectly. Join us as we educate and break the stigma associated with addiction. Together, we can start a revolution and bring the disease out of the darkness and into the light.
I was 26 years old. I was sitting in my truck in the parking lot of a movie theater getting high.
I was an outcast my whole life, like I didn't know where I belonged.
Knocking my head against the wall over and over and over again.
So I came to Narcotics Anonymous. I heard a message that made my ears pop.
People who I can relate to and identify with. Managed to heal relationships, start families, and be happy with life.
Drug problem? We can help. We've been there. Narcotics Anonymous.
MHA Nation Parks and Reserve hosted the first hike down by Lost Bridge on the Little Missouri River.
I'm Mary Fredericks. I'm the Program Director Administrator of the 3 affiliated Tribes Parks and Reserve Program. and we are having our first official hike in our Free Affiliated Tribes National Park. We're pretty excited about it. We've been working on this project for about 2 years, and we have a trail cut in. We'll be opening it via website. You can get permits on the website. We're very lucky. Our tribe purchased about 2,100 acres right off the reservation, just straight south of our reservation on the Little Missouri River. And we worked and got the land put in trust. And now in August, the Secretary of Interior signed a proclamation. And so our park is now within the boundaries of Fort Berthold. And we're going to be able to move that sign that says "Welcome to Fort Berthold" from the bottom of the hill to the top of the hill. So we're pretty excited, and I'm thankful that our tribe is committed to preservation and conservation, and I feel like ecotourism is going to be a big thing. This will be a place where people can come and be introduced to the park and introduced to our landscape, the natural resources we have, start to look at our culture, and then they'll push in and go to the interpretive center, get more information on our culture, and just starting to educate people and become more friendly with our neighbors.
Hikers were offered blood pressure and sugar tests, and a water station set up along the trail, and even TAT fire management was on the scene.
Today we were just helping out with Parks and Rec and help getting things set up. Just helping out where we can.
Real good exercise, and I recommend.
Yeah, it's really nice to see that the whole couple of families went up there with their kids, and like I kept thinking the whole time that it's nice for them to be able to get out there, wear them out before before bedtime. That's a great way to do it. Get back to the basics again.
I would say just if you're interested, contact us via the phone, and we'll talk. And their next big push is for our visitor center up on top. We're always going to work on trails and keep doing trails, and it's a development process. We're just going through developing.
Check out the website for more information and to apply for a free permit for you or your group to hike your very own MHA Nations National Park. Attendees signed in for a fruit canning class held at NHSC College here in Newtown, North Dakota.
I'm Jessica Uran. I am the gardens manager for the Nueda Hidatsa Sanish College. Today we are making low sugar plum jelly. So you can make jelly, regular jelly, and you can also make it with low sugar content. The canning process can be broken down into different parts, which makes it seem simpler. You're getting the juice out of the fruit, and then you're cooking the juice down with your sugar and pectin, which makes your jelly. And then the water bath canning process is where you jar it up and cook it in a water bath canner to seal the lid. The intimidation with canning I know firsthand because I had to teach myself as well, and this part of actually doing it hands-on and trying it out and having somebody to say, yes, you're doing a good job, keep going, that's all you really need is a little hands-on, and that goes a long ways.
I'm Lisa Peltier. I work for the egg department, Four Sisters Garden. I grew up with my mother in the kitchen canning. I think it's pretty simple and doable in everybody's kitchen.
They enhance it with sugar. Even our traditional foods like our Juneberry pudding, Maju Nakaba they call it, which is in Hirata a berry pudding. And there is no sugar in it. Today, some significant sugar in there.
This is one of 3 classes being offered at the college, and Jessica and Lisa strongly suggest anyone interested register and get involved. This is Charlene DeChico with your Community Spotlight.